everybody. What did I want to talk about? Into the wild. Yes, so I live smack in the heart of suburban Chester County, Exton, Pennsylvania, in a very small little townhouse, my own little house. I live there all by myself, no pets. No, don't feel sorry for me. I'm just setting the stage so you understand the trauma that I'm about to tell you. In suburbia, one does not encounter too many wild things. I mean, some of my neighbors experience deer, but my little yard is all fenced in. That's not a problem for me. I do have yearly conversations with the rabbits that are in my yard. I have to have a conversation with them about not eating my flowers, and they can have all the grass they want, but they can't eat my flowers. But that's all well and good because the wild things are out in their wild place. But when the wild things come into your house, that's a whole other story. And so this story is about that. I was having my roof replaced one summer, and it was a 2-day job. So the first night, you know, your roof is sort of exposed, and I'm sleeping soundly in my bed when I hear something hitting the wall. I'm like, what is that? You know, you sort of think, well, is it like a bug, you know, a moth or one of those stink bugs kind of hitting the wall? And so I'm laying there thinking, okay, let me just hear it again. And no, it's something bigger than a bug. So I open my eyes, I look up at the ceiling, and they're circling my bedroom, circling my ceiling fan, right at the speed of the ceiling fan, is a bat. I'm like, Guano, Batman, it's a bat! And I didn't know what to do. I mean, what do? Do you like jump up and leave? Well, if you do that, you don't know where the bat is. You know, it could be in your closet or in your shoe or in your bedclothes. I didn't know what to do, so I just laid there and I covered my head. And what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I was an idiot. And so I really, my mind was a scrabble. I couldn't really think what to do. And so for a long time, I don't know how long, I just lay there with my head under the covers, worrying about what to do. I mean, if I left the room, the bat was in there, and I told you what that was. I don't know how to like lead a bat out somewhere. How do you do that? You can't do that. And so that's what I did. I just kind of lay there, and eventually the bat left the room and went somewhere else in my house. So I spent a fitful night, as you can imagine. The next morning, I get online. How do you get rid of a bat in your house? And there wasn't a whole lot of help there. The one helpful site said, you can do this. Start by getting very thick leather gloves and a rope. I thought, wait a minute, I am not going to touch this thing, no matter how thick gloves I can get. I am not going to do this. And so I called an exterminator. Well, you know, Grizzly Adams exterminator is, oh, what you got there is a junior bat. He probably came down from the roof. So I said, well, so can you help me? And he said, well, do you know where it is? And I said, well, no, not really. He said, well, it would really be a waste of my time to come to your house and like wait for it. It's a small thing. I can't find it. So what you need to do first is tonight, when you go home, when things get quiet in the house and darkness comes, the bat will appear. And you have to try and contain it in some room or some closet. And then call me. But don't call me at 4 in the morning because that's an extra $200. Said, okay. So So I go home. Well, that night, my friend Tracy was, she was expected to visit me that night, and so she arrives, and I tell her that I just want to warn you that there's a bat in my house, and I don't know where it is, and so you're free to leave. You don't need to come in if you don't care not to. And she said, no, I'll come. So I said, I don't know where this is. It may show up at any time. She said, okay, do you have towels? I said, well, yeah, I have towels. She said, okay, let's get some towels. Okay, so she said, when it comes down, we'll just try and sort of trap it with a towel. All right. So we proceed with our visit, and the conversation gets quiet after a while, and sure enough, here comes the bat circling my living room. And all of a sudden, the energy rises in the room, and we grab our towels, and now it's a chase to follow the bat wherever it might go in my house. So it was like the Keystone Cops, we're running into the kitchen and out of the kitchen and down the hallway and down the hallway and up the stairs and down the stairs and into the bedroom and down the stairs again. And we're starting to giggle because it's like, this is crazy. So finally the bat lands on my carpet in the living room. And Tracy throws the towel over. Okay, now what do we do? So Tracy, God bless her, she was so level-headed. I'm just I can't think what to do. She said, do you have a box? Yes, I have a box. Do you have a magazine or something that we can kind of scoop it up? So I get that. And she was so brave, so we put the box on top of the towel and then slid the magazine under the box and the towel and hopefully the bat. And then I ran ahead, opened the door, and she ran down the hall and threw the whole thing out into the yard, thus releasing the bat into the wild.